What's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour a day. I'm your host, Brendan Abbin, with my co-host, Nigel Patterson.
Hey, everybody.
Hope everybody had a great weekend. Sorry. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully everybody stayed safe. Hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves this weekend. Because, man, I realize people really, like, the weekend is really a time for, like, sighing and just taking a breath and really, like, gathering yourself kind of thing, and just taking a step outside of everything and just enjoying yourself some without having to go through the rigors of the work. Because some people still work on weekends also. Sometimes business owners and everything like that, the business never sleeps, and sometimes some people got to work just throughout the weekend as well. So hopefully this show will also act as a little bit of a work relief for you guys. You guys get some enjoyment out of listening to us today. But don't forget, you all can subscribe to the KBR Sports Podcast and follow the KBR Sports Podcast on Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Also, don't forget, you guys can follow KBR Sports on Twitter at KBR_sports, where we tweet the live link to listen to our show before every show, and also we retweet our show topics as well. And don't forget, you guys can always call in and join in our discussion at 571-991-0566. Once again, it's 571-991-0566. Alright, so to get things kicked off with everything, you guys, we're going to just give you guys a good rundown of the slate of topics we got for you all today. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, who are actually playing right now on TNT against the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to talk about which they have signed Deron Williams and possibly signing Andrew Bogut, if that makes them the favorites once again to win the NBA title. And then after the Cavs lost on Saturday, actually, should we start looking at LeBron James differently in the MVP conversation? Should he actually be one of the front runners for the MVP? Then we'll look at the all-time great individual NBA player seasons and ask the question: does Russell Westbrook's individual performance this year rank amongst those all-time greats? And then we'll also touch on the New Orleans Pelicans, who are now 0-3 since making the trade to get DeMarcus Cousins. So we'll touch on that to see if they should be concerned. And then we'll get into some college basketball as well, with Gonzaga falling, and finally the last undefeated team falling from the college ranks. So we'll touch on that some as well, and obviously our speed round. But let's jump right into it. Deron Williams, the Cavs recently just signed Deron Williams, point guard that was released from the Mavericks, obviously, and now, after all LeBron's talk about wanting a backup point guard, a guy that he felt like could be a playmaker and everything like that, the Cavs went out and got him one. They went out and got him Deron Williams. And then there's been a lot of speculation that they will also end up pairing Andrew Bogut and the Cavaliers together as well. So, Nigel, what do you think getting Deron Williams and possibly Andrew Bogut would do for the Cavs? Do you think that puts them on the same level as Golden State or anything like that? Or do they regain their status as favorites to an NBA title? What do you think this move does for them?
I don't think this move. This is a regular season move. It's not for the postseason. First of all, in the postseason, you're gonna have Kyrie playing 40 minutes, LeBron playing 40 minutes. They're gonna stagger their minutes, so there's never gonna be a point both off the court. So the playmakers just in the regular season, so you can get Kyrie and LeBron rest during the regular season. So in terms of that, I don't mean Deron Williams' move moves the needle. Bogut, if they sign Bogut, I mean, he'd be a great pickup for the ride through the playoffs. So LeBron's not exerting so much energy protecting the rim, and you have a little bit bigger guy than Tristan Thompson protecting the rim. But I mean, Tristan Thompson's shown he's been a good rim protector this year anyway. I think he's top 10 in field goal percentage allowed in terms of big man. And plus, so I mean, neither of them. When he gets to Golden State, I guarantee you Andrew Bogut probably won't see the court that much like Mozgov didn't see the court last year. I mean, Bogut would just get off the court immediately. So, I mean, I think there's still like us. If Golden State's a 10, I think the Cavs are still a 9.5.
I also believe this is mainly a thing of the regular season, because once you get to the playoff, your rotation gets cut down. Players' minutes start to get cut down. People start playing their starters more. The bench is something that's more so meant to get you through the regular season, and it's supposed to help you not have to grind throughout the whole 82-game regular season. So I do think it is a move that was predicated on helping Kyrie, LeBron, and when Kevin Love eventually returns, to get these guys some rest and everything like that. I do like the Andrew Bogut move, because Andrew Bogut does know how Golden State thinks. He does know what Golden State does. Like, he knows what Golden State's goals are in terms of offensive goals. Maybe not in terms of ever since adding Kevin Durant, but he knows how the Golden State offense works and what the goals might have been of that Golden State offense. Whether it was to objectively get Steph Curry open or get Klay Thompson open shots, and he knows what all their game plans were once the play breaks down. So maybe he can give some insight into that in terms of what can help them in the playoff run. So I do think that it also helps. It does help that Andrew Bogut is such a great passing big man, because in times where you might want to sit Tristan Thompson and get him some rest, and you want to play a combination of Andrew Bogut and Kevin Love, Andrew Bogut's a good rebound. He's a good defensive guy around the rim too. So you have a big that can pass, and you have all these 3-point shooters around him. He'll be able to make moves like that. And LeBron's really good at dumping off the big guy. So same with Kyrie. So if you have a big that knows how to move the ball, it helps you in terms of being able to space the floor and knowing that he's not going to be a guy that's just like a bumbling buffoon in the middle of the paint. So you always want a big guy that can pass. Now, do you think that in terms of their bench, do you think their bench now that you add Deron Williams and Andrew Bogut, do you think their bench exceeds Golden State's bench?
No, not really. I mean, even if you add those two, if you go down the bench, Sean Livingston's still better than Deron Williams at this point. But JaVale McGee's having a better season than Andrew Bogut probably is. McCaw, just Andre Iguodala is still coming off the bench, and David West can be hit or miss. I don't think they have a distinct edge over the bench. Their bench works. The Cavaliers bench works, except for LeBron to come in and be able to run with the second unit, him or Kyrie to run with the second unit. Whereas Golden State's second unit, they don't have to have Kyrie or Steph on the
player, Kevin.
They just need. Sean Livingston can initiate offense,
but they still always keep two of their stars on the bench with them.
But I'm saying, the Cavaliers bench is made for LeBron or Kyrie to play with them, whereas Golden State's bench can still get their own shots if they need to.
But I think that's the point of what LeBron's saying. If now that you got Deron Williams, I think that you would take one of them off the court with the bench unit, right? And you probably play maybe Kevin Love with the bench unit. And so in that case, and then think about it, once the Cavaliers get healthy, J.R. Smith comes back into the starting lineup, and then Kyle Korver will slide back down onto the bench. So what do you say that? And then Iman Shumpert is back on the bench as well.
Iman Shumpert's on the bench.
Iman Shumpert will still be on the bench as well. So if you look at it that way, then wouldn't their bench be possibly have more firepower than the Golden State bench?
No. I still think Sean Livingston's still better. They still have the two best players in the bench lineup, and Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala. I think they're still better than anybody that Cavs bring off the bench.
Kyle Korver to me is a really good player.
If you're talking about playing, if you're talking about somebody want to put in the starting lineup, Kyle Korver would be that guy. But if you're just talking about as a standalone player, Kyle Korver is not going to be the guy. You think?
Well, I'm talking about a bench unit as a sum of its parts, and a bench unit as a sum of its parts. If you put Kevin Love, Deron Williams, Kyle Korver, Monshop, whoever else, and then Andrew Bogut coming off the bench, I think that's an interesting mix of guys to have coming off your bench.
I don't think he goes over Channing Frye.
And then Channing Frye too. I forgot about Channing Frye.
I don't think Bogut sees. I don't think Bogut sees the court.
That's the thing. I think it all depends on the lineups they run. Bogut will see the court on the bench because Kevin Love's not going to play. Kevin Durant doesn't play center when the bench comes in.
Channing Frye's going to come in.
Channing Frye will play power forward, I would guess.
If Kevin Love's playing power forward, you can't put both of them in power forward.
That is interesting. I do wonder how they would allot the minutes.
Bogut won't see the court like that.
I do wonder how they would allot the minutes. But even with if you have that bench unit in there, I think just the backup pieces they have would help the Cleveland Cavaliers over Golden State, just in terms of having guys that you can sub in, sub out, and stuff like that. Except for really, because Golden State's offense shrinks when Sean Livingston's on the court, and except for Andre Iguodala, really, the Golden State offense doesn't really run as effectively without Sean. I haven't seen the Cleveland bench play with Deron Williams or Andrew Bogut, but I know in stretches the Golden State offense with Sean Livingston does get very shortened because he can't shoot threes, and that's what their whole offense is predicated on.
No, but when he comes in, they predicate that on posting him up or getting him mid-range shots, which I mean still works. We can still spread the court with him on there. I mean, you still have guys like you have David West who's going to knock down mid-range shots. You have Sean Livingston who can still stretch the court. Because you're not stretching out to the 3-point line, I mean you're not stretching the court still.
So do you? I wonder if even just the fact that they get more rest now for LeBron and Kyrie in the regular season, does that help the Cavaliers even in the postseason? Because that can help LeBron's case for having to exert more energy in the postseason, where LeBron's saving himself now. So in a way, could the action of these two guys be what gets these guys the rest they need? Then they're not pushing so hard on the gas pedal. Because we've seen when LeBron turns it on, LeBron turns it on. Like, it's not even a joke. And I mean, Deron Williams so far, I mean, he's played well with the Mavericks. 13 points per game, 7 assists, 2.6 rebounds. He shot 43% from the field, 35% from three-point range. He's 82% free throw shooter. So, I mean, he's a solid guy to come in and fill in for you if you need him to.
That's what I said. I said going into the playoffs, him and Bogut will probably they'll see time in the playoffs.
No, but I'm saying, do you think there's even that extra energy that's saved for Kyrie and LeBron James would?
Finish how they got to that point. If you let me finish how they got to that point.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. They'll rest him in the playoffs, and then once it gets to the finals, you'll see the roster shrink even more. Where just like last year, but Delly played in the playoffs. Mozgov probably played. I don't think Mozgov played in the playoffs that much, but I think Mozgov wasn't good last year. So I think he and they'll play in the playoffs because I mean you want LeBron get the rest he can get into the finals. He'll get that rest. So it's like they'll probably play to the first. They'll definitely play in the first round, the second round, depending on who's in the third round. They'll probably play a little bit less in the third round. And then when you get to the finals, you'll probably see Deron play maybe 8 to 10 minutes a game at most. But like I said, at the finals, you're playing LeBron and Kyrie about 40 some odd minutes. We've seen LeBron play 45, 46 minutes just last year, the last 2 years in the playoffs. In the finals. So I mean, he's going to play. And if you have him on the court, you're not gonna put Deron Williams on the court as well.
I would vote that Golden State still is the better team. Because Golden State is just so much better. Like, they're so good. Okay. No, they really are. They're the team. So from last year, they're that much better than they were last year.
They beat them this year.
Huh?
They beat them this year. They didn't even beat them last year.
What are you talking about?
Cavaliers. Warriors last year. They beat them this year.
Who's that?
I'm just saying, they're that much better. They did beat them. Let's give them low respect.
No, I'm saying that. I mean, but they have been that much better in the record. Just because you beat a team doesn't mean you haven't been that much better than them. The Golden State has 9 losses. They lost to 8 other teams other than the Cavs as well. So I guess they're not that much better than their other teams, right?
No. The other teams didn't beat them in the finals either. But keep going.
No, they didn't beat. The Cavaliers didn't beat this Golden State team.
They beat Golden State. They beat the core team.
Did they beat this Golden State?
I said they beat the core team. Did I not just say that?
The core team is entirely
different. Make your point.
What do you? The team is different. This core team is not the same core team from last year. What do you mean make my point? I already made my point. I already made my point that they're that much better.
You stopped. You were gonna keep saying something.
I'm saying they're that much better. So even with this move, I think Golden State is still the clear-cut favorites to win the title.
What do you have to say?
Well, I mean, if you would have let me finish, then I would have said it. So I mean, all right, y'all. We're gonna transition to our next topic. We're talking about the MVP. We're gonna talk about the MVP, and if a certain MVP has been overlooked for 2 other people who have been in the front runners for the MVP award. Stay tuned on KBR Sports. KBR Sports, the best sports talk show at your 24-hour day. Gosh damn, not gonna finish, man.
No, I just want to make it known. I've said the guy. He was in my top 3 earlier.
You do the topic introduction next time.
I will. I'm not going.